My son's cough led me to a secret, hidden in our walls. For months, my son Mason had this weird, stubborn cough. He was 9, healthy, active, played soccer. But every couple weeks it would come back. Not all the time, just when he was home. I took him to the doctor 3 different times. Each visit, same thing. Probably allergies, they'd say. Give him this medicine. Make sure he rests, but it just kept getting worse. One Saturday, during soccer practice, Mason coughed so hard he almost passed out right there on the field. His face went pale, and he grabbed my arm like he couldn't breathe. I rushed him straight to urgent care. They ran every test, lungs, blood work, oxygen. Everything came back fine. The doctor shrugged, said it was probably environmental. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something about it didn't make sense. The cough was always worse at home, especially upstairs. So, I started paying attention. At school, nothing. At my sister's house, perfectly fine. Back home in his bedroom, non-stop coughing. That's when it clicked. Maybe it wasn't allergies. Maybe it was something in the house. I ordered one of those smart air quality monitors online, the kind that measures toxins. 2 days later, it arrived. I plugged it in upstairs in Mason's room. 10 minutes later, the thing went berserk. Loud beeping, flashing red screen. The readings were sky high with words I didn't even understand. So I called the company helpline. When I read the numbers to the guy on the phone, he went silent. Sir, you need to get your family out of that room right now. Why? What's going on? Those are toxic levels of formaldehyde. I didn't even know what that meant, but I didn't ask twice. I moved Mason downstairs that night. The next morning, I started tearing his room apart. Checked the mattress, the vents, behind the dresser. Nothing. Then I remembered 2 years ago, we'd had a custom closet built. Cheap contractor. Found him on Facebook Marketplace. Big mistake. I ripped off the baseboards, and there it was. Behind the wood paneling, the walls were black. Thick, wet, tar-colored mold. The smell hit me like a wall. Rot, sewage, and chemicals. I called a hazmat cleanup team immediately. They showed up in those white suits you only see in disaster movies. After hours of cleaning and sealing, they told me it was one of the worst cases they'd seen. 2 days later, Mason's cough was completely gone. But here's where it gets dark. While I was packing up his stuff before the cleanup, I found this folded piece of paper wedged between the floorboards. It was old, yellow edges written in purple ink. The handwriting was neat, almost childlike. It was a letter, dated August 1997. If anyone finds this, please tell my mom I didn't run away. I was trapped here. He kept me in the walls. He said I made too much noise coughing. Samira, I just stood there, frozen, hands shaking. I called the police immediately. They took the letter and started investigating the property's history. 2 weeks later, a detective called me back. Samira was a missing child from 1997, 12 years old. Her foster father had been the main suspect, but they never found any evidence. And guess what? Our house used to belong to him. They brought in ground-penetrating radar to search the property. 3 days later, they found her, buried under the crawl space, right below Mason's room. 28 years later, Samira's family finally got answers. Her mom sent me a handwritten note saying, "Thank you for finding her words. You gave my daughter peace. Sometimes the truth doesn't just hide in plain sight, it hides in the walls." Would you have kept digging or just moved out? Tell me below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories you'll never forget.